What's up, witches? It's your Enbean-Nekora, and God, is it good to be back to recording? I'm so sorry, my nerves are a little off because it's been a very long time since I've recorded anything. I just got a new Windows 11 computer. I just now set it up for recording, and now, and y'all know me, I love Homestuck. And since Vivziepop has come out with a Animated Homestuck trailer, thank you Andrew Hussey for that, I decided to come back and start with my favorite Homestuck's Hiveswap Friendsim. But this is the sequel. The unofficial sequel, I should say, because this is made by Studio June, completely different from Wet Pumpkin Studios. And this is completely different because it's considered a separate timeline to the acts of 1 and 2 of Hiveswap. Also, I won't have to do much voice acting, just for myself. As this game has full-on voice acting. And you know how much I love to voice act, even though I'm not that great at certain roles. But, check this out. There's 14 freaking volumes! And if you notice, there's a lot of different chapters here. Like, we've got the prologue, all the way down to the tower at the end of the world. And chapter 14 is the shadow of all things. But we're going to take it a chapter at a time, like we always do. And we're going to start with how the time passes. Existential identity crisis, unreality gaslighting, Rat has action sequences. So, if y'all are mildly epileptic, or epileptic in general, if there are any flashing scenes, I'll put a timestamp up here in the top left hand, top right hand corner, I'm so sorry, to let y'all know to skip ahead to that next part so you can avoid having a seizure. Okay? Now, let's just steel ourselves like a bucket, and let's get on into Friendsim 2. But yeah, if you look, your persistent save state system, and all that stuff, so that way we can go back and do other paths, okay? But look at this. Your choices in each route will carry towards you, unlike Friendsim and Pest Request, and these choices will affect future events. So, boy, this is gonna get nuts. This route contains content warnings for existential / identity crisis, unreality, gaslight, and route has action sequences. Were you expecting someone? I'm not sure who it was. Not sure whether your expectations have been tempered by time to the point that where they've grown rigid and cold, inflexible. The worst part of every tragedy is that the outcome is inevitable. The conclusion is foregone even before you read the first word of the first page. But maybe this isn't a tragedy. I suppose that's up to you, isn't it? So I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you expecting someone? All around you, the void paradoxically presses in around you and expands infinitely beyond you in every single direction. You are, all at once, enveloped by it and completely free of it. You think that if you concentrate hard enough, you could probably perceive your physical form, the shape of your body that exists within this space between space that you found yourself within. You can't remember exactly why you're here, can't remember how you got here, or what you were doing before. If you strain hard enough, you feel the traces of images on the edge of your mind. The warmth of a summer's day, and the sound of your friends joking with each other in the middle of a park. A blanket laid out, food served, a pleasant sense of domestic contentment, and deep inside, the constant sense of foreboding unease. How long have you felt this way? How long have you drifted in this void? wondering about the places that you once knew, about the people that you abandoned. Names flash through your mind, specks of recognition, I'm so sorry, and memory that dart out to touch you and race back again. The sensation of inevitability that clawed at you once, that pulled you away from them and forced you towards a singular goal. What happened to them when you left? Part of you, the part that clings to a sense of naive optimism with every fiber of your being, wonders if they lived a good life, able to find their place in the world through your intervention. Part of you knows that's a lie. Do you think that everything has to proceed according to some narrative plan? Well, of course. That's basically what's guided you since the beginning of this journey. What makes you so sure that you know what the plan is in the first place? The void roars in its silence. The everything and nothing of existence reaches out and pulls away all at once, turning in on itself in an infinite loop that you could always and never see in its totality. Inside your mind, a singular thought. I can go back. You've made your decision? Of course, you think to yourself. The decision was there all along, because you never really had a choice in any of it. Not if you wanted to live with yourself afterwards anyway. The good news is that you're already coming up with a plan. An idea that will ensure that you don't have to worry about any of the messy details of narrative involvement or whatever bullshit Doc Scratch had going on in Alternia. You've got the powers of a first guardian now. Powers that rival those of the very personification of the narrative. So this is a no-brainer. You'll just zap yourself back over to Alternia, round up all of your old friends, and take them back with you to the locked timeline that you've created for everyone. They can live safely and happily for the rest of their natural lives, tucked away from the eyes of the Alternian Empire or whatever malevolent forces would have controlled their fates. Besides, you know that they'll get along with you, with your other friends, Tagora and Terezi. Just imagine the wacky hijinks they'll get up to together. You focus, pulling your concentration into yourself and letting your thoughts sink in on themselves. The narrative folds in around you like a paper crane, layers collapsing onto layers into your own sense of self, until there's only a singular point of conscious awareness left. Finally, you can sense it, the other timeline out there, beyond the walls of the garden you've built for yourself and your friends, beyond space and time as you would normally understand them, out there in the narrative space where casualty still functions in a way that's all too familiar. You don't need to close your eyes, because they were never open to begin with. Your mind turns sideways, and you zap. You have no idea where you are. I'm in some sort of barracks, aren't I? This is kind of weird. I am literally in the barracks of some sort of space army.
Who the fuck? Who is it out here now?
Connell? Oh my god, it's Connell. I'm so sorry. She freaked me out for a second. Oh my god, I missed her. She was one of my favorites back in the original, because she had like these Wolverine style gauntlet claws that she wore all the time, and oh, she was so cool. You turn, and standing in front of you is a very large, very angry Kono Alkema. The anger isn't entirely a surprise. That seemed like one of her defining characteristics. Generally speaking, but there's something raw about it that you weren't expecting. You begin to stammer out a greeting. The first bit of your whole speech about how she should definitely come back with you to a locked timeline, far away from here to where she could be safe.
Save? What in the world are you talking about? What are you even doing here?
Well, other than you freaking me out with those long-ass fangs, I'm trying to get you to a safe place! Before you can actually answer any of these questions, another familiar face appears. Oh my goodness!
What are you doing here? You're taking a mighty big risk.
Skyla! Oh my girl, I love Skyla! Oh, she's definitely beefed down from her original incarnation. Because the one from Friendsim 1 had like these big bulky shoulders and she was so cool. Now she just looks tired. You begin to explain that you aren't entirely sure where here is. But the first part is simple enough. You're here to help everyone stay safe. You don't know whatever weird stuff these two are up to, but you know that they're your friends. And that you care about them. Maybe it's been a couple days or so, but don't worry. You're sure that they'll adjust really quickly. You can introduce them to some of the others and... Connell is laughing at you.
You're serious? Why would I ever want to leave?
If she could see me staring at her right now, I'd go, why do you want to leave here? Why do you want to stay here? Sorry, why do you want to stay here? This place is hell! Literally hell! Because this planet sucks? I couldn't agree more. Connell laughs again and turns away.
Look, I think you need to go. It's not safe here.
Well, no kidding. This place sucks. You're literally in the cast of blood equaling you're going to freaking die. Something in Skyla's voice is making you deeply, profoundly uncomfortable. You want to stay here and argue with these two to explain how good of a plan you have and how it's going to make both of them happier in the end. After all, you're all friends, right? Skyla just looks at you and there's just something hollow behind her eyes. Something haunted.
I think you should go.
Wow. Whatever happened to the happy Skyla I used to know? Let me guess. Called by the Condess? You're about to argue. To let her know that you're not going to leave until you can make sure that she and Connell are going to come with you. When you hear something in the distance. A low, rumbling noise. The noise of something large and heavy moving just outside. Grinding into stony ground and rumbling closer and closer. Skyla leans in and her expression gets frantic.
You need to go now.
Why? The intensity. Hey, I didn't get to read that! Thankfully there's a log button here. The intensity of it takes you by surprise, and without even thinking about it... Oopsie, where do I go to close this part out? Oh, here we go. You open your eyes, and you're standing in the office of some kind, but you're not alone. Off in the corner, hunched over a desk, is your old friend Tagora. You run forward, but stop dead in your tracks as Tagora quickly whips around and glares at you.
What the hell are you doing here?
Okay, Squilliam Trolley son. Sheesh! What'd you do? Go to Bikini Bottom and take voice lessons from freaking SpongeBob's neighbor? Look, the voice actor for this guy, props to you. Honestly, I am not joking. Because when I first heard the voice just now, it both surprised me and shocked me in a weird way, but a good way. because I never really thought of Tagora having this kind of nasally, almost snobbish voice. So whoever voiced him, you're awesome. I'm not joking. He glances around as if looking for someone and takes a step closer. You can see fear in his eyes.
You need to get out. There's no amount of money in the Empire that'll make it worth the kind of heat you're going to bring.
You start to protest that you're not going to bring any heat of any kind when you hear a loud knock at the door and freeze. From the other side of the door, you hear a familiar voice.
Lord, are you okay in there? I realize that our impending ceremony is still quite a ways off, but I need to go over some of the documents with you in detail.
Ceremony? Oh my goodness. While I was gone, did you and him become mate sprits? Oh my goodness. Please tell me this happened. Please tell me they're pale mates, as in they did the deed in with the bucket and they did the thing and you know.
Also, I believe I heard some small commotion earlier. Are you sure that you are adequately prepared for today's festivities?
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm fine, dear. Nothing to worry about at all. Just slipped a bit in here. You know how clumsy I can be.
I'm sorry. This took me by surprise as well. Oh, he called him dear. It's so precious. I'm so for this. He quickly shoves you aside and motions. Hey! Again, I didn't get to read that. He quickly shoves you aside and motions with his hands in a way that clearly suggests, get the fuck out of my office. And in a moment of panic. This time the world resolves quicker around you, and in the distance you think you can hear the sound of Gaelic and Tagora talking through a closed door. You can't have gone far this time, and you're noticing that, well, you don't seem to be traveling in time either. Which is, well, that's probably a good thing. It looks like you're in a bedroom, or respite block of some kind. Tysius! Oh my goodness! Oh, I haven't seen them in a good while. And it appears that your old pal Tysius is staring directly at you.
It's you.
Last I checked, it is me. Yep. She doesn't seem happy to see you. You get ready to deliver your speech again to convince her that you can get her off this hell world and safely away to a place where she won't have to worry about the Empire or Alternia or anything else. But she isn't listening to you.
Where were you? You left. For sweeps. And now you just pop back in here like nothing has changed?
Well, excuse me, I was taking care of a semi-omnipotent asshole in pink princely clothes that I currently wanted to slap upside the head with a cast iron frying pan because all he wanted to do was turn the world into some sort of big hoo-ha! And not the kind you're thinking about. I'm talking about a big old catastrophe.
Do you have any idea what it's been like while you were gone? Do you have any idea what we've all had to do?
Last I heard, Gaelic and, Tysius, not Tysius, sorry, I'm not doing well, okay? I'm so sorry. Tagora are getting married, apparently. And from what I hear, you got married too. But to who? You can hear the rising anger in her voice and you back away, putting your hands up. Last you remember, Tysius was hanging out with Daria, and they were going to work together to make Alternia a better place for everyone.
Are you serious right now?
You half-heartedly shrug. This whole plan has been going a lot less smoothly than you thought it was going to. In fact, you'd venture to say that it's been veering off towards complete disaster, and you're not entirely sure how to change that.
Just go away.
Really? But wait, no. You can't just go and leave her like this. This is easy to fix. Just a quick zap and then round everyone else up and head back. No big deal.
I told you to go away.
She doesn't sound angry anymore. Just tired. It sounds as if all the energy she had expended in the moment that she saw you, and now she's been replaced with a weariness that seeps down into her very soul. You hang your head and once more you zap. You find yourself on a hill overlooking the outskirts of a city. A city that looks eerily familiar. For a moment, you just stand there and take it all in. The light of the twin moons shines down and scatters along the buildings. Hives, you suppose you should say, that dot the city. You begin to walk, drawn by some kind of vague sense of purpose. The kind half-formed thought that brought you along on so many adventures the last time you visited this version of Alternia. Walking down the hill, you stumble, half aware, along a long, winding street. A sense of looming familiarity claws at you as you walk, reaching up and teasing at your heels, threatening to pull you down more into a well of remembering. You're still a few dozen yards out when you recognize the shape of the end of the street. The once familiar silhouette, now overgrown with creeping vines that snake up and round and in and out of everywhere. Your spaceship. Doesn't look like it's been touched in a while. The dread picks at you again, and you do everything in your power to push it down, to ignore what Tysius said to you, to go back to the way things weren't even an hour ago. Another thought pulls at you. And this is one you can't shake. How long was I gone? The thought won't stop echoing around in your mind, bouncing off the sides and coming back again and again. How long has it been? What was it that Tysius said to you? That you'd been gone for sweeps? How many sweeps? How many years had it been? Doesn't make any sense to you. You do the same thing you've done countless times before. Concentrate on the time and the people that you want to find, and then aimed yourself and zapped. By all rights, you should have arrived within days on the last time you were on Alternia. You feel the panic rising, air catching in your lungs as you trip forward over your own feet. The breath rushing in ragged in and out as you start to hyperventilate. Feel something out there, something far away, but powerful, familiar. You close your eyes. Even before you open them again, you feel something that you haven't felt in a long time. Somehow, you know what you're going to see when you open your eyes again. Big old flash of emerald green. The unnatural green resolves itself before your eyes, swimming in and out of focus before finally snapping into place in front of you. You've been here before. So many times you've been here. You've seen it again and again, stood in this foyer and sat in the other room while the man who rules over this place had told you to find your answers. Ran from this place in a desperate attempt to escape. And then, you saw it in your dreams.
Oh, my dear reader, you've been gone for a long time. I can't say that this intrusion is unexpected, but I suppose it is not necessarily
Whew. Okay, whoever's voicing Dr. Scratch, You've got one hell of a voice, and it's awesome. Hello.
I still consider myself a most excellent host.
And yet I want to take a Sharpie and draw a face on your head. A shiver runs up your spine and you turn to run, but your legs freeze under you. You can't tell if he's doing something to you to keep you to prevent you from leaving, or if it's just the raw fear keeping you locked in place.
Oh, please. If I were the one doing that, rest assured I would be far subtle. I simply want to have a conversation. Why don't you have a seat?
You scare me. Ah! You blink, suddenly sitting on the vibrant green couch with a vaguely floral print on it. You're having trouble thinking, having trouble remembering why you're here in the first place.
So, why are you? What errand has come up to draw this particularly intrusive rodent out from their hiding spot?
Rodent? I'll have you know, rodents are adorable. If I didn't have like a mental image of what I'd be as an animal, I'd be a cat. But if I were to be a different animal, I would be a mouse or a rat. Because rats are cute. And domestic rats are adorable. Like, they're fluffy and they squeak and they eat peas and they're just tiny feet and cuteness. So shut your big cue ball head up. Oh, that's easy. You wanted to come back to get all your friends. You figured since you have the powers of a first guardian now, it'd be simple enough to just kind of hop in and take everyone back with you.
First guardian, you say? Well, of course. A wonderfully droll thing to consider. That the cog in my machine would one day be as critical a piece of their universe as I am to mine.
I love how cute I am back there, just sitting there, little cutesy. You're not sure this comparison is exactly a fair one. After all, you aren't using your friends as the pieces in some kind of nth-dimensional chess game.
Really? You think that absolves you of the consequences of your decisions?
You ain't a saint either, buddy. I've seen what you did. You don't want to admit it, but this has you a bit freaked out right now.
You have no reason to. After all, I never thought.
Press X to doubt.
And as such, I can say that your presence here is a mistake.
Pardon you. Seriously, I've seen what happens in the comics. You're so full of it.
Why, you can't even begin to imagine the ripple effect it will have on this universe. The mere act of contacting your friends again could very well undo this world.
Again, you're so full of poop that your imaginary eyes are brown.
Your friends could very well end up dead, simply because you chose to try to set them free.
Yeah, well, it's better than serving under the friggin' Condess. Because at least under her rule, people are dying. If people come back with me, they'll be okay and they'll be safe and they'll actually live a freaking life. Not be killed because they're the lowest of the low bloods.
So I ask you, wouldn't it be better to simply not? Let your friends live out their lives under my watchful, nigh omniscient eye.
I don't know if you missed the memo. What eyes? Do I need to grab a Sharpie and draw one on that big old white cue ball you call a head? Like, I will gladly take a black Sharpie from my cosplay area that I use for measuring out lines and stuff, you know, for patterns, go over to you and draw a big ol' eye on the front of your face. Seriously, how are you not blind? You have no eyes. How do you see? I'm confused.
I can promise that their lives would be no worse than they would have been had you remained an Alternia in the first place.
Blah, 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 blah. You start to snap back that you would never do such a thing. You couldn't leave your friends to simply exist on this hellhole of a planet. But then you start to wonder. Maybe he has a point. We ain't listening to this, but I will save. Just in case. This is complete nonsense! Even if Scratch is playing some kind of long con with all your Alternian friends, you've already proven that you can make a stable world without any of his manipulative nonsense.
How can you say that when you haven't even heard me out?
I've heard enough. Now shut up before I go get a pool cue and hit your head off. You blink and you shake your head.
I'm sorry. Is my willingness to apply my not inconsiderate knowledge and wisdom to your specific situation appreciated?
More like it's not freaking needed. I can do this without your freaking pool table greenhouse living butt.
I say, my dear reader, that is a most unconscionably rude thing to say. After all, I am so much more experienced in this thing.
Yeah, well, I'm younger than you. I'm 36 years old. You're what? Millions of years old? I know what I'm doing. You may think you know what you're doing because you've been around longer, but let someone from my era take over. Okay? So scooch over!
What do you plan to do? To rush about from place to place, picking up your friends and taking them away to live in a fairy tale world of your own making?
Yeah, pretty much. Come on. I can literally just take everyone I know to one space, have them go onto a ship, and I can take them to a timeline where they're actually living for a longer time. Unlike this bullshit universe.
What of the friends you
Leave behind? I ain't leaving anyone behind. No troll left behind, buddy. A sudden jolt runs up your back.
Are you going to leave them behind to be true?
I've heard enough gaslighting to last 10 centuries. Shut up.
Or maybe you think you can help them right here on Alternia.
Well, you're damn right I can. You glare at Scratch. You're not sure what you could actually do to him in any material sense of the word. But the anger is seething inside of you. That this smug bastard thinks he could talk down to you like a little kid. Scratch shrugs, pressing his fingers to what would be his temple if he had more conventional anatomy.
That would certainly be a treat. See them dash themselves on the rocks of martyrdom self-sacrifice. For the vague promise that maybe Alternia might be better one day.
This sounds all too familiar. You keep glaring at Scratch, and as you look at him, an idea begins to form in your mind. Hey, so if he's so smart, how come he wasn't expecting this? The way you see it, you're here to stay. And you got two options. Either you save your friends, or you give them a way to fight back. Save again, because this is gonna suck. I'm gonna basically give them a way to fight back.
You fool. You completely irrational, pandering fool. any idea how stupid you sound?
I could say the same about you. Probably not significantly more than usual, so...
Oh, shut up, you ungrateful pile of triumphs. You've lost any right to speak on this or any other matters of importance.
Did you eat a dictionary or a thesaurus this morning? Seriously. Well, that's a pretty mean thing to say to you. Honestly, you're feeling like you've worn out your welcome already and should probably be on your way. Scratch shifts his weight and you're beginning to notice that he's closer than he was before.
I'm afraid that I can't let you continue to mend. Before, you were simply being bothersome. Now you've crossed a certain threshold into the realm of true infuriating.
Where did you get that crowbar? And why isn't it green like the rest of this place? Yeah, no, huh? Sylph of space. No way. Is this what I think it is? You struggle with the bleary, disconnected feeling that threatens to overwhelm you and you stare directly at the figure in front of you. Where are you? It's not the first time we've talked. It probably won't be the last. The figure turns to you and smiles. You don't know how you can tell she's smiling. You don't even know how this is a she and not some abstract entity. I wouldn't worry about it. You got a long road in front of you. Getting too worked about the details is... She shrugs. You think that she shrugs. Then you can see her expression soften. Sense her expression soften? You're feeling lightheaded, confused. I know it probably sounds cliche, but you've got a destiny to fulfill. Not one that's set in stone just yet, but it's not a destiny that involves dying at the hands of Doc Scratch. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Just keep one thing in mind. This time, your choices may not seem much, but that won't always be true. A single kind word can save a life. You're damn right. A single whisper of defiance can start a revolution. Scratch shifts his weight and you begin to notice that he's closer than he was before. You know what's about to happen. Ha! Missed you! Missed me, ha ha ha! Kiss my ass! You don't know how, but you know exactly what's about to happen. You quickly roll to the side and Scratch's strike ineffectively hits the couch. A little spark of green flies out from the crowbar, and you realize this just isn't just an ordinary crowbar.
You're not fair, are you? Help me.
Who's they? You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. You make it clear to Scratch that you have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. You mostly just want him to stop trying to kill you. You try to zap away, but something keeps you held down. A force that presses in and smothers you.
If you just hold still, this will be over as quick as you can do. You won't even know what hit you.
That just sounds so freaking wrong. On so many levels, but... Okay, that ticking is literally giving me chills, y'all. I'm sitting here recording this, and I'm getting the chills from hearing that ticking clock. Yeah, you know. Oop. I hate QuickTime events. Ouch! The crowbar clips you on the arm, and you can feel it go limp almost instantly. The feeling is indescribably painful. A shooting sensation that runs all the way up your arm and into your chest. You've never had a heart attack before, but you think this is what probably one of those feels like. You stumble back, landing on the couch again. You try one final time to zap away. It feels like all the energy has been zapped out of you.
I am truly sorry about this, dear reader. I enjoyed your company, to an extent.
Asshole. He raises the crowbar above his head.
Sadly, I must insist that you be on your way now. The hour's late, and I have much to attend to.
You know, the fabric on this couch is actually kind The council will see you now. Council? Honestly, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. You can hear the Sylph of Space sigh as she nods at you. Look, you weren't expecting a quick time event, okay? Okay, that's fair. Fine, one more try then.
If you'll just hold still, this will be over as quick as you can blink.
I hate quick time events.
You are becoming extremely annoying.
I could say the same about you. Ha! That's not the first time you heard it, and you have nothing to say about it. If you have nothing to say about it, then it won't be the last. You roll sideways and jump to your feet, ready to scramble away. You have no idea where you'll go once you get out of the mansion. But getting out of here and away from the crowbar-wielding maniac is a bit higher priority at the moment.
If you could just hold still, this would be significantly less onerous to both of us.
Does that mean, annoying? Because, sorry, I don't speak thesaurus. Yeah, you're not doing that. You jump back over the couch, then run around to the side, head for the door, and it's just 30 feet or so down the hallway, basically nothing, and you can... Ow! Dinkhole? The crowbar clips your leg, and you're sent sprawling head first along the floor, sliding to an awkward and painful stop up against the side of the old-timey television cabinet that is, for some reason, just kind of hanging out there.
Now, my dear reader, it is time for this ridiculous charade to end.
Were we playing charades? I think I may have lost the game because I don't think we were playing. You can't let this happen. Not when you haven't even had the chance to figure out what the hell is going on with your friends. The pain is shooting right up your leg. It feels like it's turned into a fuse and it's burning straight up towards the base of your spine. Sounds like my neuropathy. You can already feel your powers draining away. You think you know why that crowbar looks so familiar. Doc Scratch advances on you, hefting the chunk of crimson metal above his head. You got one chance here. One opportunity to pull everything together and get the hell out of here. With the last ounce of energy you have, you reach deep down inside of yourself and grasp the last shred of your powers. And for one final time, you zap. All around you, the void paradoxically presses in around you and expands infinitely beyond you in every single direction. You are, all at once, enveloped by it and completely free of it. You find yourself sailing between the spaces between the items themselves. And you suppose this is how it always felt. But you were never so keenly aware about it. Like being in a car that's about to run out of gas, sputtering and coasting to a stop on a busy highway. The analogy is starting to get away from you. You can feel yourself slipping, falling back into reality. Well, at least you aren't dead.
You have got to be kidding. This is some kind of sick joke, right?
Hi, Tysius. Am I on the floor of the respite block? Because right now my head hurts from being hit over the head with a crowbar.
Pretty sure I asked you to leave, so why aren't you leaving yet?
You mean what happened to me just now? You didn't notice me getting pulled away into another dimension only just to stop and talk to a weird cue ball shaped headed weirdo who kept hitting me with the crowbar? You need more coffee. Well, honestly, you'd love to leave. You'd love nothing more to be on your way and forget you ever made the mistake of coming back here in the first place. Unfortunately, it seems like you've kind of committed yourself at this point. No big deal, right? You laugh nervously.
Right. No big deal. Except it's kind of a big fucking deal. You do realize it's been 2 sweeps since anyone's heard anything from you, right? A lot of shit's been happening to all of us. Also, I hope you didn't think I wasn't gonna ask how you just kind of appeared in here.
Well, see, the thing about that is, you've been through a lot yourself. That's the short version. No kidding. Tisius eyes you skeptically, but you plow right on. You're not sure if she's still giving into... I can't even freaking talk. You're not sure if she's still into the whole revolution thing or not, but you've been giving that a lot of thought in the last couple hours, and maybe she was onto something with that. Maybe she might be interested in hearing a little about that, actually. She doesn't say anything, but she doesn't stop you either. Nice! You can work with this. You think Alternia is actually pretty bad. Like, the whole hegemonic imperial power structure really kind of sucks, right?
That's a bit of an understatement.
Right? So, what if you could help Tisius do something about it? Maybe not bring it down exactly. That seems like a lot. But to help weaken it. Set some fires or something. Misfile some paperwork. Really stick it to the man.
Okay, fine. Why don't you start by explaining how you even got here?
You got any coffee? Because it's going to take a while. Revolution! And sometimes he chose revolution in the prologue. I love Steam achievements. Woo! Sorry, this here is making me giggle. Seriously, the voice cast for this chapter is so good! Oh, so that was the prologue to this new series. I'm sorry, the music is so catchy. Yep, let's save it. Miss Parr's journey will continue in Volume 1, Implication Theater. Nice title. That was the prologue to Friendsim 2! Oh, it's gonna be so good. I kid you not, I'm actually recording all episodes of this series as we speak. Like, I'm gonna do a few episodes a day, and then release them periodically, because I'm also coming back to my Pokemon content. I've got a bunch of Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance ROMs lined up. I'm currently playing one off screen to get the hang of it, get the feel for it, and soon enough, I will return to Pokemon content. I've also got some visual novels set up. I've got a whole bunch of good stuff. I'm thinking about recording some Sonic Adventure 2, because even though I have my own file, I can always start a new file, and we can go through Hero Side, Dark Side, and the final chapter. So, right now, I'm just glad to be back in the driver's seat, recording, and all that good stuff. So, I'm going to get on out of here. You know what to do. If you like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm coming back with some new stuff. And I will see you all in the next one. Mwah! Stay magical, my friends. And if you see a guy with a big old cue ball for a head, I'd run the other way.